When the mailman handed me that thick envelope with the gold seal from American Express, I thought it was finally the replacement card I'd been waiting for. Instead, it was a statement for $28,473.62 in my name, with my social security number, but charges I had never made. A rehearsal dinner venue in Napa Valley. A custom tuxedo from Tom Ford. A $9,000 deposit to a florist called Eternal Vows. And at the very bottom, circled in red by some kind soul at the fraud department, a $4,200 non-refundable booking for the Silverado Resort Bridal Suite, dated 3 weeks from today. I stood in my driveway holding that paper like it was on fire. My fiancé David and I had been together 4 years. We were supposed to get married in 8 months, a small courthouse thing because we're practical people, babe. I was the practical one. I was the one who paid the mortgage on the condo he temporarily moved into after his lease ended. I was the one who added him to my Costco membership, my Netflix, my car insurance, so it's easier. And apparently I was the one whose identity he had stolen to finance an entirely different wedding to someone else. I drove straight to the bank. The branch manager, Karen, knew me. I'd been coming in every 2 weeks to transfer money into David's account until his new job kicked in. When she pulled up my credit report, her face went the color of printer paper. Melissa, there are 7 new accounts opened in the last 9 months. All with you as the primary. Total exposure, $94,818. $94,000. That was almost every penny of the inheritance my grandmother had left me to buy a house and start your life, honey. I didn't cry in the bank. I didn't scream. I just asked Karen, very calmly, to freeze everything and to print me every single application that had my forged signature on it. David had practiced my handwriting so well that even I had to squint to see the differences. That night he came home late, smelling like someone else's perfume, something expensive and floral. "Hey, babe," he said, kissing the top of my head like nothing was wrong. "Rough day." I waited until he was in the shower, then I opened his laptop. No password, he still used the one I set for him in 2021. In his browser history, a second wedding website. The couple's name, David and Courtney. Date, June 14th. My rehearsal dinner venue. My florist. My photographer. And the About Us page had a photo of them I'd never seen, taken in the exact spot in Napa where David had proposed to me 6 months earlier. I felt my soul leave my body and watch from the ceiling. This man had proposed to 2 women with the same ring, at the same vineyard, using the same scripted speech, and he was paying for one wedding with my credit and the other with Courtney's apparently wealthier parents. I didn't confront him that night. Instead, I did what any self-respecting data analyst with a minor in revenge would do. I started collecting evidence. Over the next 10 days I became a ghost in my own life. I cloned his phone to a spare device. Thank you, shady Reddit thread. I photographed every piece of mail that came to the condo addressed to him. I created a new secret email address and contacted every vendor on David and Courtney's wedding website, pretending to be the bride's assistant, confirming final numbers. They were wonderfully chatty. Especially the venue manager, who emailed me the final contract, signed by David with my forged signature as the co-signer and guarantor. I also learned Courtney was a 29-year-old trust fund girl whose daddy had cut her off until she learned the value of money. Guess who was teaching her that lesson with my credit score? On the 11th day, I moved out while David was at work. I took only what was mine before he ever moved in: my clothes, my grandmother's china, my cat, and the ring he'd given me, which, it turns out, was cubic zirconia. The real diamond had been returned for cash 6 months ago. I left the condo spotless and put the keys in an envelope with a single post-it. Enjoy the rehearsal dinner. I'll be the one not paying for it. Then I executed phase 2. I filed a police report for identity theft, complete with the forged applications, the cloned text messages where he laughed with a friend about how easy it is to copy her signature, and the wedding website screenshots. Detective Alvarez actually high-fived me when I handed over the thumb drive. This is the most organized victim I've ever met. Phase 3. I contacted Courtney. Not to warn her, oh no. I sent her an email from the fake assistant address titled Urgent, Vendor Payment Issue. Attached was the American Express bill with her rehearsal dinner circled, along with a polite note explaining that the card had been flagged for potential fraud and that the venue needed payment from a different source immediately or the date would be released. I signed it Melissa Chin, David's fiancé and account holder. I included my real phone number. She called me within 4 minutes, hysterical. "Who the hell are you?" "David said you were his crazy ex who still had mail forwarded." I let her scream for a full minute before I said, very calmly, "Courtney, I'm the woman whose credit he destroyed to pay for your wedding. I have every text, every forged signature, every Venmo he sent the caterer from my account. And right now Napa Valley Silverado is about to cancel your date unless someone else pays the $28,000 balance in the next 48 hours. Good.